Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. So today what I actually have for you guys is I'm going to be showing you my actual Sacred Beast deck. So this is the deck that I've been working on and I've been trying to take into tourneys. So I've actually had a friend help me out with this build, and I'm just go ahead and show it to you guys. So this is sort of the one like I use in Master Duels a little bit. It's just modified quite a bit actually. So let's go ahead and start the video off for you guys. So we're gonna start off with our spells here. So for our spells we have Tenki, Call by the Grave, a Regeki, Foolish, Monster Reborn, 1-for-1, and a Parry. So these are all basically hand traps. So this is just an extender. This is to get any of the Dark Summoning Beast if you don't have one in your hand for the first turn. Monster Reborn is Monster Reborn. You can send any of the beasts to the graveyard, and they actually have graveyard effects, so these are really good too. Regeki just pops the field. Call by the Grave is a hand trap, and Tenki is just an extender. So these are all my single spell cards. So the ones that I run the most from is the rest of these spells. So I have 3 Emergency Teleport, and I'll show you guys why later, but I use Emergency Teleport to summon off Side Reflector, I believe his name is. So I have these 3, and then besides that I have 1, 2, 3 Cerulean Skyfires. So Cerulean Skyfire is very important because not only does it let you negate, but it also, you're able to keep shuffling continuous spells from your graveyard. And you know, if you have a Hammond on the field, you can just swap it to defense and have a negate with this. So it's just an extra counter. So I have those 3. You could also use those 3 to summon Hammond with. Next I have 3 Opening of the Spirit Gates. So these are your searches right here. These are the guys that you ideally want to start off with, so you can go and grab like your extenders. So with this you can grab a Dark Summoning Beast, normal summon it, grab another Summoning Beast. If you don't already have a Sacred Beast in your hand, you could use it, and with that pretty much summon up a beast first turn, normally every first turn. So I have 3 of these that are definitely needed. These are your searchers. Next I have 3 Fallen Paradise. So Fallen Paradise are very good cards. Not only do they protect your monsters from being destroyed by card effects, but every single turn if you have a Sacred Beast, you can pretty much draw 2 cards. So every single turn it's a Pot of Greed. So you want 3 of these for sure. These are your important cards. Alright, next we're going to go on to our trap cards. So for our trap cards, I don't have that many. I know I have a Uriah in here, but it's just the 1. So that's why we run Hyper Blaze just for him. You know, you could always shuffle back continuous traps from the grave. So I have 1 of those, and I have 2 Assault Mode activates. So this guy with the Emergency Teleport kind of go hand in hand. You ideally don't want to draw into this. You kind of want to search it. So that's most likely the play for Assault Mode activate, because Side Reflector's ability just allows you to show this to your opponent and increase a monster on the field, which is it's one of the beasts. You can increase its level by 4 and then immediately go into an 8, and then since you already have this, set it down, Assault Mode activate for next turn, and you can bring out an Assault Mode card. So after that we have 1 Crackdown. So Crackdown is just it's just one of those throwaway extra continuous trap cards. You know, if your opponent summons something crazy, you could always activate this, and just pretty much yeah. So once you activate this, that monster can't attack, and when it leaves the field, this dies as well with it, and it can't attack or activate its effects, so it's just a negate. Next I have a Phantom Knight's Fogblade. So this card is also pretty much like Crackdown. It's another Crackdown, except this one you can target any monster on the field, and it doesn't allow anyone to make attacks to that monster. So let's say if you don't draw anything and like your opponent has a whole field, you could activate Fog Blade, target your own monster, and then he wouldn't be able to attack it because of this. This card has actually saved me a couple times, so it's actually really good. And then for the final trap card, I have Awakening of the Sacred Beast. So this card actually has 3 to 4 abilities that you can activate depending on how many beasts you have on the field. So if you have 1 beast on the field, you every time your opponent normal or special summons a monster, you're pretty much able to gain that monster's life points. So if you have 2 on the field, this is actually where it starts getting a little bit crazier. If you have 2 Sacred Beasts on the field, it actually negates every single effect on the field and graveyard. So if you have 2 of them already, you know, your opponent pretty much can't do anything unless they get rid of this card. And then for the third one, you're actually able to any monster that goes to your opponent's graveyard is just banished instead. And then the final ability, you could cycle back a continuous trap card, so it's actually really good. So we're gonna move on to our monsters now. So we actually have a good amount of monsters, so I'm gonna try to be quick about this. For our monsters, I run 3 Dark Beckoning Beasts. So these guys are your searchers. These are the ones you want to search out with Parry Rise Map or 1-for-1, and you want these guys out on your first turn, so you can just search something else and continue your combo. I run 3 of these, 3 Beckoning Beasts, and 3 Dark Summoning Beasts. So these guys are like your just in case. So if you normal summon this and activate its effect and they Ash Blossom you, they Infinite Impermanence or whatever, the effect of it being able to normal summon again is still active. So if you summon this, they negate it, and you have this in your hand, you could actually just activate that effect, tribute it, and special summon this to your field. Okay, so like I was saying, sorry about that, if this gets negated, I normally summon this and then go into a Sacred Beast. Normally I would summon Hammond in defense mode, and then that way if this somehow stays on the field, they can't attack it because of Hammond's defensive ability. So I run 3 of these just to search. They each summon a beast. If this thing goes to the graveyard, I could just grab a beast from my deck to my hand, so it's really good. Next in here, I have 3 of the Chaos Summoning Beasts. Now these guys are your bread and butter right here, because this thing has 2 abilities. One, it basically allows you to search out Fallen Paradise. So if you summon this and you have a beast in your hand, you could tribute it to special summon the beast, remove this from play, grab Fallen Paradise, activate Fallen Paradise, draw 2 cards. So it's a pretty simple combo. These guys are really good. You can also keep bringing them back, and you can actually combo it with this. I've actually done it multiple times, as to where I would do on Master Duels. I could do I normal summon the Dark Summoning Beast. If he gets negated, I tribute it to special summon a beast. Then I activate Opening. The effect of Opening, I can discard this, special summon, you can actually special summon this back, which is funny. So special summon this back to the field, activate his effect, tribute to special summon another beast, and then activate his effect to grab Fallen Paradise. So pretty good combos in terms of like negates and stuff. You're still able to pull stuff off, and these things actually activate in the graveyard. So even if they try to like stop your play, they can only do it in one way, and you can just keep going. So besides that, I have some extenders here, which are Assault Sentinel and your Psy Reflectors. Now these are your 2 guys that are gonna lead you to the Assault Mode activate cards. And with this guy, if you special summon it, you can grab Assault Mode activate, keep it revealed, and then you could get this guy, summon him, increase his level, and then synchro summon for a level 8. So those guys pretty much search each other. Next I have 2 Assault Beast, which in correlation with the Assault Mode activate, These guys go together pretty much the same as well. I have one Snow Ogre, or Ghost Ogre, my bad, and Snow Rabbit, just as an extra negate, and an Ash Blossom as well. Since I don't have 3 Ash Blossoms, I use these 2 guys. They pretty much do the exact same thing. And one Effect Veiler as well. You know, just ideally I would want to have 3 of these, but these are like $30 each. So I replaced it with Ghost Ogre and an Effect Veiler. Then here I have my Stardust Assault mode, 1 Kaiju, my 2 Hammonds, 1 Uriah, and 1 Raviel. So ideally these are your boss monsters that you can summon pretty easily. Kaiju, tribute them their summons. Uriah gets summoned by any of the summoning beasts or by sending the continuous trap cards. Hammond, pretty much the same, and Raviel's the exact same. So these guys are all cool. They're pretty buff. You know, 4,000 beat sticks each, so it's really hard to get rid of them. Okay, and the last thing that we need to see is our extra deck. Okay, so for our extra deck, we actually have multiple synchros, fusions, XCs, and links. So we use a little bit of everything in this deck just to make it fast as it can be. So in here, our very first XCs is, how do you pronounce that? So for our very first XCs, we have the Magius Witch Wardrobe. So she's actually really good, just in case, you know, you get negated and you can't summon in your beast. You can just always XC summon into that. Next we have Artemis. Artemis is a really good card. She's pretty much an extender, and she can negate a couple of effects. Next thing, we got the Halki Fibrix. So this card is actually needed. You can go Halki Fibrix into Nightmare Phoenix, and then into Nightmare Unicorn, and then you know, just keep link summoning until you have enough things to summon you know, your decode. I have a Borreload here. I would love to have an access code, but unfortunately he's a $50 card, so that's where I would like go. But Borreload is pretty good too. And then you have your Salamangreat Mirage just as a backup. So if they somehow get rid of Fallen Paradise and you have him on the field, you can just tribute him to protect one of your monsters from being destroyed by battle or card effects. And then we have Armotile and Armotile Chaos Phantom. So this guy is basically his own kaiju. You know, you give him to your opponent, and they can't attack with it. So if he stays on the field, I believe he pops every other all the cards that my opponent has. Armotile is just a 10,000 beat stick that can't die by battle or card effects, so he's just really good. Next we have Zora, 2 copies of Zora, 1 TG Wonder Magician, Stardust Dragon, and we have Beals. So that's it for this deck profile. I am trying to make this deck profile into Duel Masters, but unfortunately a lot of these cards are ultra rares. So once I complete it, I'll show you guys the combo. This is like a 50 card deck, but you know, most of it is pretty much extenders. So if you somehow brick, which is very hard to do in this deck, you're able to just continue your plays and, you know, keep making your move. If they kaiju you, Call by the Grave, Ash Blossom, you have a backup. So that was just like a whatever kind of like thing. So as you can see here, this is not a bad hand. You have a kaiju, you have an opening, you could activate that, search out. You do have Uriah, so you could summon out one of the Chaos Beasts, and you have Fallen Paradise. So right off the bat, you know, you can summon off your god, get Paradise to draw 2 more cards, and there's your summoning beast. So this is just like a mediocre shuffle too. So pretty good deck. Hopefully I can make this faster. Right now I'm just using the assault mode activate engine, so If I'm able to make it faster and duel against a bunch of people and actually win, I'll let you guys know. I'll make sure to, you know, take my camera and record whenever I go to an official card shop and join a tourney or something. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.